feel good, as that's what we're going to be doing. All right. So thumb and pointer finger on here, guys. Let me go ahead and share the audio with you, share the screen with you. Oh, so I think a good start here to the jams. We'll call this workout the push. Live with shoulder rolls right now here, guys. Let me go ahead and spotlight it. But thumb and pointer finger are touching. You're starting with those arms locked out. You always have those arms locked out, but as you can smoothly connect one rep to the next, from your front to your back, then and only then will we bring those hands a little bit closer. The closer they are, the more of a stretch you're going to get. We got about 38 seconds here till we switch it up to your next movement. About 20 seconds here and we'll switch it up. I'm loading the programming up on my mobile as well. About 5 seconds here, guys. We got wrist circles coming up next. 1. So from here, you're interlocking your hands. Keeping the forearms touching. There it is. Keeping the forearms touching, working your wrist, choose a direction and staying in that direction. We've got about another 13 seconds here till we switch. So big thing with this one here, guys, is keep those forearms making contact, right? Especially for any of you guys that have any tight shoulders right now, force it so we can get better wrist mobility here, and you're gonna get a little stretch in the shoulders as well. And we're changing directions here now, guys, so go ahead and rotate the opposite way, generally the fun way. Perfect. 20 seconds here and we'll switch it up. We're going to go from wrist circles to shoulder circles next. I'll spotlight the front end of that. Shoulder circles are coming up third. Get that sweet sax in there. And guys, so we're going to shoulder circles next. So palms are facing down. We'll go forward for the first 30 seconds. Keep those arms locked out. Keep those arms to either side. And here's the clock for you guys. You got about 45 seconds total, but another 15 seconds are going to change directions. So everybody's still going forward here. 5 seconds and we'll change it up. 2, 1, and go ahead and switch directions here, guys. So you're going backwards. Keep those arms locked out. Well, let's go have those circles in reverse now. And about 15 seconds, we'll switch.
Feel it. Space. Control. Return.
We've got downward dog to plank coming up next. I'll spotlight that out here, but another 5 seconds of wrist circles, guys. 2, 1, and everybody getting down into that downward dog position. So you're sitting back into your heels, ears and biceps in line. Then from there, dropping into the plank position, shoulder stacked over the wrist, onto your toes. For the first couple of reps, you can make adjustments to your hands and feet, but after the few, try not to move either or, right? You're coming up toward your toes in the plank, and I want you to try and sit deep and back into the heels in the downward dog. If you need to sit in a position more than one than the other, then that's fine. Like if you want to hang out in downward dog for a little bit, get a little bit deeper into that stretch, absolutely. We are just alternating between those positions as you feel you are opening up. About 20 seconds here, guys.
Return.
We got high plank to close it out here in about 13. 5 seconds and we'll switch it up to our last one in 3, 2, 1, and guys, high plank hold here. So instead of switching, we're gonna hold that position. Shoulders stacked over the wrist, chins are up, nice straight line from the shoulders through your hips to your heels, and maintain that position here for about another 45. Pumping you through the remainder of the warm-up. 38 seconds here, guys. You gotta shake it off, take 5 seconds quick, then get back into it. Over halfway in, less than halfway to go. Once we hit 0 here,
Feel it. Space. Control.
we'll go ahead and recover a little bit and cover what we have for first half of the workout today.
Feel it. Space. Control. Right now. Feel it. Space. Control. Return.
10 seconds. At this point, I want everybody up. Everybody up. Hold and last 5 to go. In time. Nice job, guys. Good. Shake it off. Breathe and recover in. Hydrate up. Let me pause the music here as it unst its way to victory. So I got Lydia, Irene there. Yes, I see him. I see him in the corner. So guys, while you're recovering here, shake it off a little bit. Take a look at the screen as we're going to cover what we have for the first portion of the workout. I switched a couple of the movements up. It was about 5 weeks ago. It's crazy to think it's been that long of these classes. About 5 weeks ago, we had done a fixed EMOM with push variations, right? So a couple of them are different, but those of you that rock that workout, this standard should feel familiar. We have 5 different movements. You're going to do a fixed amount of repetitions within a minute. Once you finish those fixed amount of reps, you'll have the remainder of that minute to recover. And then we're going through all 5 movements for 3 full rounds. All right. Your intention for level 1s is to do 10 reps of every movement that we're demoing. Level 2s would be doing 15, and level 3s would be doing 20 repetitions of each variation within that minute of time. Okay. Movement 1 is just standard push-ups. So shoulders over top of the wrist, chins are up. If we're going level 1s, can do this from the knees. But if we're doing this from the knees, guys, I need to see a full range of motion, meaning we're coming all the way down with the chest and then fully locking out without shooting that butt back and without letting those shoulders drop behind the wrist. Okay. Intermediates go from the high plank down, from the knees up before they reset. And then level 3s are going down and up without letting those knees touch the ground, making sure that we're not letting those hips sag down throughout every single one of those reps. Second movement is offset push-ups to the left. So from here, you're going to have your left hand about, let's say, within 8 to 12 inches in front of your right hand. So if we come back in here, I showed this last time too, so you guys get a gauge. Hopefully it doesn't make the blur too bad, right? You don't just want to lift one and keep the other one where it is. You actually want to lift one and pull the other one back, all right? So you're driving your left hand forward and you're pulling your right hand back. That's going to be offset to the left. From there, it's the same exact mechanics as the push-ups that we just covered, but as we're going down through your fixed amount of reps, okay? So beginners from the knees, intermediates, high plank down, knees up, and advanced would be not letting those knees touch at all. Third one, diamond push-ups. Your thumb and pointer finger are touching. Your hands are stacked directly underneath your sternum, your chest, and you're driving your chest down to the hands and pushing straight back up. Okay, the elbows will intentionally flare here as we're going to be very tricep intensive through that variation. And your lower half would be the same. It's going to be the same case for almost all these movements. Beginner, intermediate, and advanced is going to be knees the whole time, knees only on the way up, and then never letting those knees touch. Offset push-ups to the right will be your fourth one. So again, you'll pull your left arm back, you'll push your right arm forward, and then you're doing that same movement. Big thing here is big range of motion, guys. I want you going all the way down and back up through every single rep that you're doing. And your fifth and final push variation is going to be needed some resistance. It's going to be your floor press. So whether you've got a dumbbell, a kettlebell, we're going to use those weights. This should be your intermediate heavy weight here, guys, if you have that option available. Both heels will be back. We'll get into a bridge. From this position, we're going all the way up to lockout up top and then nice and controlled all the way back down to the chest at the bottom of that position. So floor press will be your fifth and final one. So again, it's going to be regular push-ups, so standard push-ups, offset to the left, diamond push-ups, offset to the right, and floor press. And I will call those out as we approach every single one. But you're just going to see a minute of time resetting over and over again through 15 rounds, which means we're doing all 5 of these progressions 3 times. Level 1s are trying to do 10 reps within the minute of every one, 2s on 15, and 3s will be doing 20 repetitions at every single interval, which would be beast mode. All right. Eric, questions on the movements or the structure?
For weight, should I use the green kettlebell for the press?
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
Do you have the green and the purple now? You've got options, right?
Got the green, got the 14-pound medicine ball too.
Okay. Yep. So we've got options now.
Absolutely. It's great.
Yes, green kettlebell for the presses is good.
Great.
Lydia, Irene, questions, ladies, on the movement or the structure? Are we good? Thumbs up if you're good, because you're muted right now.
Sorry.
You're good.
We're going to try with 20 pounds to start and see if we can end with 20. If not, we'll bump down.
Let's go ahead and say you're not bumping down regardless of what happens. Let's go with that. Because I know that it'll be hard, but you should be doing 20 the whole time. You got that. Let's do it. Look at the joy, the excitement, the jubilee. 20 pounds the whole way through. You only have to do that movement 3 times. You're good. You'll make it. I have confidence that you'll be able to make it all 3 rounds with that progression. And Jennifer, questions on the movements or the structure?
I don't think so. Well, I guess one. It's going to be 15 minutes continuous, right? Because I'm probably going to do a stopwatch here too in case I get cut off in the middle.
Yep. Yeah, so it's 15 minutes continuous. You just every minute on the minute, you're switching between those 5 progressions.
Those 5. So we've got regular push-ups, left side offset, diamond, right side offset, and floor press with a bridge.
Yep. And then once you finish their floor press, you're right back into diamond push-ups, and that's a full round. You do those 3 times.
Okay.
Beautiful. All right, guys. So from here, I'll spotlight it through the first round through in the first couple movements so we can see that progression. But for now, getting ready, we're going into your standard push-ups. If we're going level 1, we're going 10, 2s 15, 3s, you're doing 20 reps before you can recover for the remainder of that interval. Let me get the music here for you guys going and get showing you the clock. 15 minutes. Holy cow. And bam. All right, guys. So we're going to get started. You're going to hear a 3, 2, 1 count in, and then you're going right into your standard push-ups for 10, 15, or 20 reps. And you are live right now. So I'll spotlight it back over here, guys. But standard push-ups, level 1s from the knees. This is all the way down. Don't shorthand that range of motion. Intermediates down from the high plank, up from the knees. And my advanced crew is down and up without letting those knees touch. Once you finish the reps, 10, 15, or 20, get to use the remainder of that minute to recover. That's your point to shake it off, get some water in you, breathe and reset. You're going into offset push-ups to the left in about 25. So your left arm will be forward, your right arm would be back. We're offsetting to that side for the same rep count here, guys, in about 18 seconds. Beeps will let us know when we've got 5 until we transition into it. Once that last beep hits, you can go right into your offset push-ups to the left. And you are live right now. So left hand forward, right hand back. We're working that same body position, but we want a full range of motion with every single one that you are doing. Remember, chin's up here, guys. Don't tuck that chin down and in. Keep that airway open. Full range of motion. Nice job, guys. Good. Working through 10, 15, or 20 reps. When you finish them out, shake it off. You get to use the rest of that interval to recover. We got the Britney Spears remix going on right now. Hey, baby, one more time. I was like, all right, I guess we can get done with that. 10 seconds here, guys. We're going diamond push-ups here next. The thumb and pointer finger touching. Thumb and pointer finger are touching. You're driving your chest all the way down. It should be right around your sternum here, guys. Right around the middle point of your chest to the baseline of your sternums, that target. See if you can't get your chest all the way down to your hands. Same rep count here goes. Do not tuck that chin down and in. I want you guys looking out in front of you. Keep that airway open. Keep that body position nice and straight. Awesome. Get the oons Britney's here going. Give me, baby, one more time. Held it. We got about 15 seconds here, guys, till we go to offset to the right is coming up next. So right hand forward, left hand would be back. You're going for 10, 15, or 20 reps. In that minute, once you finish, you can recover. And you are live right now, guys. We're offsetting to the opposite side. That right hand's forward, that left hand's back, but the range of motion is still the same. Don't tuck that chin down and in. It's going to restrict your range of motion. It's going to cut your airflow. 45 seconds here. Nice job, guys. Good. Once you finish that out, if you don't already have the weight close next to you, make sure you get that weight into position because we are going to be using it for floor press as your 5th movement in about 18 seconds. So make sure you have that weight. They're going to get ready. About 12 seconds here. Once you finish those reps, go ahead and lay down, get that weight up on you so you can start right away. And get up in that bridge position, guys, and we're going all the way to lockout, nice and controlled on the way back down. Perfect. Excellent. You guys are looking good. Here's the clock. Here's the gems. Nice, Eric. That's good. Hey, Lydia, easy peasy. Nothing but a thing. It looked good. It looked good. That 20 pounds is going to fly for the next 2 times we do it. About 25 seconds here, guys. Congratulations. You've made it 1/3 of the way through. That's 1 time through all of them. We got to do that whole circuit 2 more times. So we're back to standard push-ups in 15. Let's shoulder width apart with that hands. Keep those chins up. I want range of motion with every single rep still to be all the way down and back up to lockout. At this point, I'm just going to leave the clock. Guys, you have push-ups here. We're live with them right now. So shoulder width apart, chins are up. Let's go all the way down. Level 1's for 10 reps, level 2's for 15, and level 3's for 20. Nice, Jennifer, good. Lydia, solid. Nice, Eric, good. Quick shake off and go. We're going for 10, 15, or 20 here, guys. Once you finish those out, you get to use the remainder of that minute to recover. That's your chance to get some water in you. Oh, man. Sweet Dreams remix, too. I'm gonna have to keep this playlist link in the circuit. Copyright free. I like it. We got some Britney. We got a little Sweet Dreams. About 5 seconds here. Offsetting to the left. So we're going to offset to the left here, guys. Remember, left hand forward, right hand back. Chins are up. We're still trying to go straight down. Try not to favor to one side, but try and keep everything neutral on the way down and back up to lockout. We got about 45 seconds here to finish your 10, 15, or 20 reps. You're unmuted, Jennifer. You got a question?
Oh, okay. Yeah, the last time we did this, I ended up having to drop down to just doing 5 reps because of my shoulders. So I think I might have to be there. So I did the first round of 10, but I can't even
break it down as much as we need to for that progression. So whatever we can get into, as long as it's the same rep count for those offsets on both sides, then we'll be good. And we are live right now with diamond push-ups here, guys. So thumb and pointer finger touching. Chins are up. Trying to drive your chest all the way down, right? So your point of contact should be somewhere between your midline of your chest and the baseline of your sternum. That's where you're shooting. Try and come back through. But for those of you with larger hands, you can probably say that the target that you're making with that thumb and pointer finger, your sternum should go right in the middle. 35 seconds. This one's going to be a tough one here, guys. It's tricep extensive, and we are working it. Taking it off, resetting. Once we finish your reps, you can recover. We're going into offset push-ups to the right. So right hand will be forward, left hand will be back. As our 4th movement, we got about 15 seconds till we get to that point. Still finishing your reps out now. If you're finished recovering, we got beeps here to let you know that we're starting back up in 5. And we got right hand forward, left hand back. So right offset, Same thing here, guys, though. I want that chin position to be up. Don't tuck it down and in. Lift it. Keep that body position straight, so don't sag at the hips, and then don't shoot that butt back and away on the way up through those movements. Trying to keep everything straight. From your head, through your hips, to either your knees or your ankles. 35 seconds of time here. Once you finish 10, 15, or 20 reps, you can recover, rest it up. We got one more movement. It's going to be the floor press. So once you finish your offsets here, guys, get that weight in position. Transition quickly so that you're not using your recovery time to start off the next interval. Trying to start those reps right at the beginning of the clock, but maximize your recovery on the back end. 8 seconds here. Floor presses are next. And getting up into that bridge position here, guys. Knees, hips, shoulders in a nice straight line. And we're taking that weight all the way down. Explosive up, slow and controlled on the way back down. We got about 50 seconds here. The reps are looking solid. Lockout's looking fantastic. Take it off. Pause as we need to. At this point, you are going to have to break up your repetitions. Break them up however you need to. But try and find a pattern. Stick with it. Even if it's just doing, 2 to 3 reps at a time, do 2 to 3, get a quick breath in, and then reset and trying to hit that same count until you finish your required repetitions. We got 20 seconds here, guys. That's 2 times through all of them. So that means we only got to go through all 5 movements one more time to close it out. Back to standard push-ups. So once you finish your floor presses, shake it off. Let's get back in a good body position. Shoulders stacked over the wrist. Nice straight line. 5 seconds. And you are live right now here, guys. So working through level 1s from the knees, 2s intermediates, 3s are going to be never letting those knees touch, right? Full standard push-ups for 10, 15, or 20 reps. This is going to be the home stretch rounds. These are going to be the toughest ones. The last time through, we're really pushing strength and endurance out for here, guys. Shake it off, even if you got to do one at a time and shake off in between them. Just do one, shake it off, get back into it. Trying to keep a pace, trying to keep as best a rhythm as you can throughout the next. All right, I got the playlist really now. 18 seconds here, guys. In terms of what we got coming up in this one, we got 10 seconds, and we're going to be offset to the left is going to be our next one. Left hand forward, right hand back, full range of. You are live right now here, guys. So offset, left hand forward, right hand back, same range of motion. All the way down, pushing back to lockout up top, shake it off. Even if you got to do 1 rep and shake it off, between them, as long as we can keep a steady tempo, we're working through. Breathing mechanics, super important here too, guys. Big breath in, you're holding that on the way down and back up. If you're breathing in and out as you're going through your push, you're losing power, you're losing stability. You want to be as braced and as tight as possible, particularly now that you're the most fatigued. 28 seconds. Nice job, guys. 10, 15, or 20 reps, either that or we're going to the end of that interval. Diamond push-ups will be coming up next in 13 seconds here, guys. That's that thumb and pointer finger touching. Driving your chest down. Ideally till we make. And we're live right now with diamond push-ups here, guys. Thumb and pointer finger touching, chins are up. Get that all the way down, pushing back up. Reset, shake it off. Find a rhythm and a pace that works for you, even if it is just 1 rep at a time. Try and do 1 rep, shake it off, take no more than 5, get back into that next one. So we get you knocked out for those required repetitions. 10, 15, or 20 reps here, guys. Still a good chunk of time. We got 30 seconds on the clock to finish those reps out. Once you do close them out, you can use the remainder of that interval to recover. We got 2 movements left. Offset to the right is coming up next. It's going to be right hand forward, left hand back. Wow, we got the gems over here looking solid. We got 8 seconds here, guys. Deep swing, we got 5. And you are live right now with Offset to the right. So right hand forward, left hand back. Working good. You're working for 10, 15, or 20 reps here. Chins are up. I want range of motion to be all the way. Don't shorthand it to get those last few out. Halfway in here, guys. About halfway to go in terms of total time. Again, when you finish your reps out, you can shake it off and recover. We have floor press as our last one. So once you do finish out your offsets here to the right, go ahead and grab that weight. Get ready, get it in position to finish it out. We only got one more to go. 13 seconds till we start it. Floor press is last but not least. Last 3 seconds here. And let's have everybody transition right into floor press. Get in the bridge, drive those hips up, hold that position. We're going for your required repetitions here. 10, 15, or 20, full lockout at the top, nice and controlled on the way back down. All right, and through that burn. And once you do close it out, guys, victory will officially be yours. Get some water in you, breathe and recover in. We got a little bit of time here before we start off. Going over the movements for the AMRAP to close it out next. Beautiful. Oh, my Lanta would get everybody ready to roll. At this point, even on replay, we should have been knocked out with those reps. I'll let it run to 0, though. And beautiful. Nice job, guys. So, get some water in you, breathing, hydrating, recovering. And pause the music on the back end. Perfect. Guys, take another 30, 45 seconds or so here. I'm loading up programming on the back end and in front of me in mobile. Load this guy up. Cool. All right. So I'll give Jennifer a second to come back over. And then we will get this started up. Congratulations, your fixed EMOM. For those of you that were able to hit every single range, right? If you hit yours, if you were level 1 and you did every single round, you required 10. That was 150 push variations. Oh my Lanta. Level 2s would have been 225, and level 3s would have been that good old Spartan 300 if you were able to do 20 reps for every single interval, which is beast mode. Status. Now that we've knocked those off, we got our AMRAP coming up. So as many rounds as possible as 2 of 3 different progressions. First one, your knee raise variation. Okay, so level 1s, both knees coming up will count as 1. You're gonna drive 10 knee raises as your first progression. Level 2s, both knees will coming up count as 1, but you're jumping from one to the next, at least 90 with those knees. You're going for 20 reps. And level 3s would have to do an unbroken 30 repetitions of knee tucks, making sure that it doesn't end up looking like rabbit hops, but that we end up jumping explosively, getting both those knees up at least to 90 for every single one. If you can't do them unbroken, for those on replay or doing it here, like if you have to stop in the middle of it, you have to restart until you can finish those 30 without pausing, okay? Second one, shoulder tap reaches. So level 1s from the knee position, hips are down and in, chins are up, opposite hand to opposite shoulder. Same thing here though, touching both shoulders would count as 1, and you do the same rep count. 10 reps for level 1s, 20 reps for level 2s, and 30 reps for level 3s. The variation for level 2, those, is going to be from the high plank, same position, shoulder tapping without letting those knees touch. And level 3s are shoulder reaches, where without rotating excessively, we're lifting that arm up until the ear, excuse me, ear and bicep get in line at the top of that position. Last but not least, same movement for all you guys. The only difference would be weight and repetitions, thrusters. So elbows are low, hands are high. Big squat down, you're pushing and pulling that weight overhead. We're at a nice lockout, making sure that you're squeezing those glutes, driving the hips forward so that you're not arching your back at the peak of that movement, and also that you're not ending with the weight out in front of you, but rather directly overhead. And I don't want to see you guys short-handing the squat on that bottom of that position. Squat all the way down, knees at least to 90. Okay, so your knee raise variation, shoulder taps or reaches, and thrusters. Level 1 is going to be 10 reps of all of them. 2s for 20 of all, and 3s would be 30 of all. Remembering that both knees coming up would count as one and touching both shoulders would count as one for your count respectively. Okay. Eric, questions on the movements or the structure?
No.
Feeling good? Feeling spicy? Feeling ready?
Yeah.
Yes. You're very well illuminated right now. You're like,
Oh, yeah. The sunlight is coming in.
you look like you're supercharged. You've got the power. You're ready to go. Lydia, Irene, questions, ladies, on the movements of the structure?
I'm thinking of doing the level 1 movements, but 20 reps instead of the 10. Like increasing the amount of what I'm doing, but not yet killing myself.
I can get down with that. So you're doing 20 reps, but of all the level 1 variations?
Yes.
All right, let's do that. I can get down with that.
Okay.
Crisis averted. Oh, phew. And Jennifer, questions on the movements of the structure?
Yeah, I was gonna do the same thing as Lydia, do the 20s, that do the shoulder taps on my knees. If the thrusters are too much on this right hip, do you want me to eat, because I do have access to a TRX here too. Do you want me to focus on doing 20 squats or do you want me to do 20 raises?
Let's go with the TRX for the squats at that point.
Okay, I mean, I'll try them, but if I don't know if it's gonna be too much on my hip.
Word. If I see you go off frame, I'll know why. But yeah, we'll go into the TRX if that starts bugging you, and just at that point, working more on range of motion and stability versus trying to blast those reps. And I think we're good here, guys. So I'll do for this. I'm getting the music going. Where is it? There it is. Oh, that's not it. Where did you go? Oh my gosh, how did it disappear on me already? Oh, it's because it's this one. There we go. Found it. All right, you'll hear the music here in a second. I'm going to share the clock with you guys. This is just going to be a running clock through 15 minutes here, guys. So it's just going to start at 15. It's going to count down. You're trying to finish as many rounds as possible. Our target today is 3 to 5 complete rounds. 3 to 5 complete rounds is what you are shooting for. We get a 3-second count in. Right now, so you're going to start off with your knee raises, high knees, or knee tucks for 10, 20, or 30 repetitions here, guys. Both knees coming up to at least 90. Remember, both knees coming up would also count as 1 rep. We're working through that position as you're looking good. Once you finish those, you're on to shoulder taps or shoulder reaches. That's a nice plank position that you're holding, whether it's from the knees with the high plank, without rotating excessively, without lifting those butts up, without dropping those shoulders back. You're making contact with your opposite hand, your opposite shoulder. Both shoulders being touched count as 1 repetition here as well, guys. 10 counts though, 10, 20, or 30 repetitions for your shoulder taps or reaches. This pace is looking fantastic. I'm flying through right now.
But you never call me, it's pathetic. I almost gave you my devotion.
Once we finish your shoulder taps or reaches here, guys, we're gonna get after thrusters. Remember, that's a full squat down, and you're pushing, driving through the heels, ending with that weight directly overhead as you connect one to the next. Making sure to sit back into the heels with every one, that we're squeezing the glutes and driving that pelvis forward so we have a nice straight line and we don't end up arching at the back. This is looking good across the board here, guys. Good. The more that we can race that down, right, the more powerful you're going to be on the push back up. On those thrusters, right? So big breath in. We're holding that, trying to keep that held all the way through until lockout. Think of that movement. We're pulling that back. Working. Nice, Lydia. Good. Jennifer, solid. Pace looks solid. Eric, nice. Good work, guys. Once you finish your thrusters, we're back to your knee raise variation. That's going to be high knee or knee raises, high knees, or knee tucks. 10, 20, or 30. For those that are watching replay, rocking level 3s, you have to do those unbroken. If you're unable to do 30 in a row, then you have to stop. You got to reset. and keep going until you can't advance past the knee tucks until you finish them unbroken. It's pretty much been the standard I've held you guys to for a while for the level 3s, but I even wrote it in the programming this week for you guys.
I heard you been feeling lonely, but you never call me. It's pathetic. Oh,
Whoa!
I almost gave you my devotion. You were playing my emotions.
Transitions is looking solid here, guys. Pace is looking good.
But the truth is so loud, no more secrets.
Recovering as you need to, but try and get right back into it. We're looking for consistency,
Time to call.
output of all of those different movements, you guys. Well, again, it'd be better to slow it down a little bit than to come to a complete stop for too long.
'Cause boy, I
Never really mind.
saying all shit to spite.
11:30 left on the clock here, guys. I'll give you a cue to call out once we get to the 10-minute mark, as that would be your third of the way in. Now, if you've already gotten in past your first round, so you're all already significantly better than on pace. We're going to be more on pace for 5 rounds here than 3. You guys are moving. Everybody watching replay, we're trying to make sure that we hit at least 1 round by the 10-minute mark. How good you guys are looking. I might have to make the standard 4 to 6 for the afternoon crew. Nice job, guys. Good. Remember, on those shoulder taps, keep those chins up, get those shoulders over top of the wrist, maintain that position. Knee raise variation to your shoulder taps, and you're closing it out with thrusters. Big squat down here, guys, in the bottom of that thruster position. And then as you lock out over top, making sure that you're punching your head through that window you're making between your arms, squeezing those biceps in toward the ears, and ending with that weight directly overhead versus out in front of you. Nice job, guys. Good. 10 minutes in. Or sorry, 10 minutes to go. 5 minutes in, 10 to go. Means we are a third of the way in terms of total time here, guys. Anybody on replay, you're making sure that you're trying to hit at least 1 round by this point. That's with me right now. You guys are definitely past that point. You're flying through it right now. 940. Pace looks good. Range of motion looks good. Don't shorthand. The depth, especially on those thrusters. Or the height on those knee raise variations as we're fatiguing. Both knees are going to count as 1 for that knee raise variation, and both shoulders being touched would count as 1 for that second progression, or for the shoulder tap variation as well. You've got to recover, take 5 seconds in, breathe, reset, and then get back after it. And nice lockout, Lydia. Good. Shoulder taps look good, Jennifer. And high knees looking spicy. Oh, with the transition down to shoulder taps. Nice, Eric. Good. Guys, we got 8:45 left on the clock here. Good chunk of time. Pacing's looking good. Let's try and maintain it. We just got another 8:30 of our AMRAP and some stretches between you and victory today. Oh, some sweet sax solos. Nice. Nice job, guys. We are all approaching the halfway point here. Once we hit 7:30, that's halfway in terms of total time. Breathing. Upper end. $7:35. At this point, we're about halfway in, halfway to go, guys. Both hands touching are going to count as one on those shoulder taps. We've got both knees coming up, counting as one for your knee raise variation. Got that nice deep squat. Pushing up to lock out up top for those thrusters as well. Nice job, guys. Good. Breathe in. Remember, you can get those hands anywhere you want except on the sides or potentially pushing off the quads for those knee raise variations. That core to stabilize. 6:30 left on the clock. Nice job, guys. Pace is still looking fantastic. Depth is looking good. Big thing with those thrusters, though, I do want to see you getting down at least to 90. Pushing that weight straight overhead. The more we can keep that core engaged, the more we drive those glutes and hips forward at the peak, the less that lower back's going to start to compensate. So making sure that our breathing mechanics and our body position are on point, especially as we're fatiguing out. 5:25 left on the clock. We're approaching about 2/3 of the way in here, guys. You guys are way past that 2-round minimum that we need to have at this point. But anybody on replay, you're going to have had at least 2 rounds knocked out within the next 10 seconds.
Put me down, put my feet back on the ground. Put me up, take my heart and make me happy.
Make me happy.
Put me down, put my feet back on the ground. Put me up to my heart and make me happy. Put me up, put me down, put my feet back on the ground. Put me up to my heart and make me happy.
Nice job, guys. Good. About 4 minutes left on the clock here, guys. Pace is looking good. We're going to get those knees up high for those knee raise variations. Want those buns down low, chins up, shoulders stacked for the shoulder taps. Break it down however we need to. Try and take no more than 5 seconds to recover before you get back after the next set of repetitions here. Nice, Jennifer. Good. Pace looks solid. Nice, Eric. Lydia, I'm guessing, is on hydration break. Oh, she's back in business. She's back in. Good. Guys, 3:25 left on the clock here. Let's see how many we can get knocked out. I'm going to readdress afterwards. I think I might have to change the standard. You guys are looking good today. Might have just set the bar higher. Just over 3 minutes left. Knee raises look good, both Lydia and Jennifer. This looks good on thrusters. Nice, Eric. Good, guys. We got 2:50 left on the clock. Home stretch of these progressions.
Stepping it,
Nice job, guys. Good. Just over 2 minutes of time left to go. Got to shake it off between reps. Go ahead and do so, but trying to get back into it. Actually, as we approach the last couple minutes, at this point, we're really trying to crank it out, see if we can't get into another round, finish our current one. Oh, Lydia's entered afterburner mode. Beautiful. Looking solid. Transition here, guys, quickly, right? If we're trying to get right in from one movement to the next. You finish a round and you need some water, get some in you, reset. But we just got 1:45 left on the clock here, so let's try and really maximize the amount of quality repetitions we can throw out there to end this out for today. Make a effort. Nice job, guys. Good. Less than a minute of time to go here, guys. I know this was a tough one. As we close these ones out, let's try and see if we can't be as continuous as possible through these last 45. So let us know when we got 5 more to go. Let's see if we can't close out that current round. Get into that. Next one. We'll maximize how far into the current round we're in. Just over 20 seconds. Beeps, let you know we got 5 more to go, guys. Don't stop on the beep. Stop once we hit the last one. All the way through to 0. And victory is officially yours. Guys, get some water in you. Breathe and recover. Hydrate. Bask in the glory of your victory over the Push It Real Good workout today. I see a flock of birds. Flock of birds flying through. Let me pause this guy out. Get the jams closed out here. Cool. All right, guys. So get some water in you. Breathe and recover and get those heart rates back down under control. We are going to need your mobility implement for our cool down today, since we really worked it. I want to open up the chest position a little bit, loosen up those anterior delts. So once you get that heart rate recovered, once we're feeling like we can move, go ahead and grab that. Once I see everybody's got their mobility implements in place, I'll go ahead and start the clock, and we'll get after our cool down stretches for today. Okay. You got your mobility implement, Lydia. You good to go? I see you need some support to sip on that beverage right now. Yes. Perfect. All right, guys, I'm going to spotlight it over here on Aaron so you can see it. Let's go ahead and get started into it. I've got the clock running on the back end right now. We're going to get some shoulder rolls for a minute at a time here. So thumb and pointer finger on here, guys. You're going to be tighter, obviously, than the last time we did this. So start wide as you need to maintain those arms locked out and connect those reps smooth front to back. If you have to bend, you're too close.
I can go way back over with this band.
Yeah. Yeah, the band might give you a little extra assistance depending on how what the rating of it is.
I can't do that with anything else.
As you can smoothly connect those reps front to back here, guys, then and only then bring those hands a little bit closer together. Working your way through. We've got about another 15 seconds. And the last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And guys, since we had a lot of push movements here, those wrist joints are going to need some love. So let's have everybody coming down to the floor. So most all of the weight's going to be sitting back toward your heels. From here, I want you to spread your fingers as far apart as you can. Keep your arms right up against each other. Lock them out and push them into the floor, right? And so we're not putting a lot of weight into it. We're just putting enough resistance so that you can maintain a nice locked arm angle. From here, let's go ahead and lean to your right. For those of you that have really tight wrist mobility, this could be a stretch for you, right? If you need more of a stretch though, shift your body behind you to the right and then keep on putting pressure, right? We're trying to get that shoulder to be over top of the fingers without letting that arm bend at all, okay? And for those of you that need assistance for balance, right? You could take your left hand and you can put that out anywhere you would need to as well, out in front if we needed to for overall balance, right? If not, if you feel good where you're at, then they can stay side by side. You get a little supplemental stretch on the opposite side while we're working the right wrist for right now. But your intention, just like those shoulder rolls, is to try and get a little bit deeper and deeper. And deeper in this case is getting that shoulder over top of the fingers a little bit more. Don't let the palm lift off the ground and keep the hand as flat as you can without letting any of that elbow bending. 5 seconds here. 2, 1, and slowly reset back to center. Do the same thing to the left side here, guys. We'll take it back. Finger position spread apart as far as we can. We're leaning toward the left, keeping those arms locked out and the hands flat on the ground. If we need more aggressive of a stretch here, shift your entire body weight behind you to the left and then leaning. Our intention is to get that shoulder further and further, either over top or beyond the fingertips on our left side without letting any of that arm being bent and without letting the palms lift, right? If you're bending or you're lifting, you're doing yourself a disservice, as our intention is to lengthen those tendons back out a little bit and also stretch out those smaller muscles. Breathing through this one here. Let's go last 10 seconds to this side. Lean into the left. If we can, shift that body weight a little bit more. Lean a little bit more aggressively toward that side. 4, 3, 2, 1. And slowly coming back to center. Last one here, guys. Interlock those fingers. Keep the forearms touching. And this is probably where you're going, wrist circles. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo, to loosen everything back up, right? Get some blood flow back in there. Big thing with this is keep those forearms touching, guys. And I know your shoulders are tight. Keep the forearms touching so we can maximize the wrist circles. Doesn't matter what direction we're going now. We're going to switch in about 5. 3, 2, 1. And let's go ahead and change directions here for another 15. And 3, 2, 1. Shake it off, guys. Shake those hands out. And with that, victory is officially yours for today. Eric, how we feeling? Questions for me?
My shoulders are rough, but it was great.
Shoulders are rough. All right. Glad to get down with that. We got some stretching tonight then to do as well.
Absolutely.
It's that cause. But the
Absolutely.
real good workout for sure would have given some love on those shoulders. Lydia, how we feeling? Questions for me? Yeah, we're feeling like a T-Rex. Perfect. And we come back through. And Jennifer, how we feeling? Questions for me?
I'm so thrilled to be back in a gym. I can't even tell you my mood state. Like, and I could do the thrusters all set. So you definitely need to adjust your range because I could do 6 in the 3rd rounds.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 4 to 6 for the evening crew. You guys were
Yeah.
moving way better on these progressions this week.
Yeah, and it's hot. It's freaking hot and humid in Georgia. That's my assessment. I am dying.
Maybe there's a pool you can jump in.
Yeah, because the pools are open here too, along with all the gyms.
You get the best of both worlds then.
So jealous.
I hope you have an awesome rest of your day, and I will see you for the next live workout.
Thanks,
Okay,
guys.
thanks, guys.
Bye,
Great day.
guys.